Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. When you tried to achieve something and you have an opposing force that, prevents you or attempts to prevent you from achieving whatever you want to achieve, you have two options. You have two outcomes. Let's put it better. One is you succeed, and the other one you fail to accomplish whatever you try to accomplish. Let's say you succeed. When you succeed, you want to make it easier the next time. Therefore, you go back and you reanalyze, you replan, and then next time when it happens, you apply whatever you trained for, you practice, and it should be easier the next time. Now, let's say you failed. What do? Again, you go back, you analyze whatever happened, you train, you practice, and you go back into the fight and see what's going on. And maybe you succeed, maybe you don't, but try again, and this process goes on and on. But we have to accept that sometimes we cannot win. As much as we train, as much as we plan, we cannot win. And for an example, I will give you, let's say we humans try to fly without any external means, extra means. So as much as I was trying to practice and flap my little wings here, I'm not going to be able to fly. Even if I plan, I'm trying, I'm calculating, I'm getting stronger, I will not be able to fly. Why is that? So in certain instances, you will not be able to win. That's it. And you have to accept the means and try something else. Maybe, renegotiate and find a common denominator. Sometimes you have to, settle for that. That's it. So what do we have here? We have the United States of America, Al Capone. Al Capone became a superpower after the Second World War. Not the First World War, the second one. It was big in the First World War, but the second one really cemented the United States' position on this globe, which is together with Soviet Union. Well, they were trying to destroy one another since 1945, and even earlier, I would say, until about 1991. The Americans won, the threat was eliminated. So, since 1991, the United States of America remained the sheriff in town, unchallenged. No one could challenge. So that means it's like in politics. You have the presidency, you have the Senate, you have the House of Representatives, and you have the court. Basically, you do what the hell ever you want. Basically. Why? Nobody's going to do anything in the House. Nobody's going to do anything in the Senate. You have a majority in the Supreme Court. You have the president. That means you can technically implement everything that's constitutional. A little bit tweaked by the Supreme Court, which you have a majority. Correct? Correct. That's what United States of America remained after 1991. That meant that the United States of America had the power to shape the world, to make it left, right, up, down, however it really wanted. It proved that it didn't do right, which is continued not as a negative action, which is trying to eliminate competition. You try to do that, you want to remain the only one. Why would you share? Especially in real world. In real world, you don't share. When you become a CEO, you don't want to be everybody's going to be a CEO. When you're a manager, you don't want everybody to be a manager. You want to be the only one. You want to be in charge. That's reality. That is real life. Look in nature. And nature tells you the animals are not coming to talk about the lion with the lion. Okay, now we're going to be here triumvirat. We're going to be the three of us. We're going to rule over this pack of lionesses. We're going to, you know what I mean? Look at beautiful color I have here. All right, let's change this back. Anyway, so that's the way it is. You want to be the only one. You kill the other lion, the previous lion's cubs, if you can, right? Correct. Why? So she can breed with you. So what's going on here? The United States of America did a good job because it was too focused on other areas, which is the Middle East. And when it was very involved in the Middle East for other interests, foreign of the United States of America, other countries grew stronger, which is Russia, India, China, and many others. Why? United States of America was short-sighted and hijacked by other interests interest. Okay? So now the United States of America finds itself in front of an alliance. So Al Capone is against an alliance, and the alliance is an alliance made out of China, Russia, and many others who join in. North Korea, Iran, India, countries that the United States of America kicked in the teeth since 1991, after it became the sheriff, until they couldn't, which is right now in Ukraine. And instead of saying, okay, we reanalyze, you can't blame Trump trying with the tariffs, with the threats, with this and that. He's trying. I think it's too late. I think it's too late, and I'm going to show you. The reaction is, we don't care. Bring it on, Trump. And Trump, instead of saying, well, what else do I have? What aces, what trumps do I have in my sleeve? Military force. Well, I can't beat China and Russia. I can't. It's going to be mutual destruction. Therefore, how about we go back and I can't fly on my own. Therefore, I have to discuss with these people. I have to agree that my limitations are as such. In the tariffs, I couldn't destroy China. In military, I couldn't destroy Russia in Ukraine. What am I going to do? Try again? I think the aces are gone. So let me show you. Trump keeps threatening, and this is the reaction. Xi Jinping vows deeper support for Russia after Trump's 100% tariffs warning. This is July 15th. So you threatened the guys, and the guy says, yes, so bring it on, man. I vow deeper support with Russia. And the Telegraph, China vows deeper support for Russia after Trump threat. So what do? Well, implement the threat, right? Go, follow through with that one and see if it works. I don't think it works. Why? The other side is confident it's going to survive. Not only survive, might be the dollar is going to take a shit. And if the dollar takes a shit on a global scene, we, the Americans, must start producing things, which is good. But it is like restructuring an organization. That means some people will lose their job. It's going to be some crisis in the country. And then if these guys are going to implement the right policies, maybe we become healthy. Right now we're sick. Why? We don't produce shit but weapons. And stupidity all over the place. So this is what Trump does. Instead of saying, you know what, maybe we can talk. Russia Today, this is the 19th. Remember, this was on the 15th. This was the same article in the 15th. And this is Trump on the 19th. Trump issues new threat to BRICS. Russia has said the group is not a rival to the US, but attempts at intimidation won't be tolerated. So Russia changed the tone. Will not be tolerated. Not only, oh no, it's not, we're not going to tolerate your tone. President Donald Trump has claimed that BRICS is fading out fast. That's in his delusional brain. BRICS is not fading out fast or quick or slow, while warning that any attempts by the group to challenge the US dollar will be met with a harsh economic backlash. Did you read this? All right, and let's go to my red face right here. You like it? I don't like it. Something happens. I don't know exactly what. If I do like this, it's going to turn back to reality after a little bit, and then it's going to go back to whatever it is. So, my friends, what do you do as an American? You can try. The last resort in Trump's pocket is military action. That's not going to work. So, what do? I think that the time will come when the United States will either isolate itself with its plantation, which is almost there. It's one step away from doing that. Remember, the plantation is no more than about 42 countries. That's all. NATO and the European Union. That's a big world out there. 193, 94 countries, depending on what countries the US government overthrows, the government of other countries with their CIAs and so on. This is one option. And the other one is to cooperate. What do you think will happen? Well, I think Trump, at his big ego, could say, no, we won, declare victory, but it's not victory, it's isolation, instead of discussing with the other side. Discussing, that means you accepted your limitations and defeat to a certain extent. From the sole sheriff, you become a sharing Right now, I'm going to be how do you call them? The Caesars were 2 Caesars, right? We're going to be 3 if you want the triumvirate at one point. What are you going to do? I don't think that is going to happen. But here it is. Push deeper, the other side pushes back. There's a war out there. That's true. What do you do? I think Trump should keep trying. Not too much, because there are certain things that are irreversible. Like, for instance, BRICS. BRICS is not going to... I mean, you can try to destroy BRICS. That's true. But if you talk to the guys over there and you continue to do what you're doing, they are going to destroy the dollar. They are going to destroy the dollar as the world's reserve currency. And that's it. If that happens and people start trading in their own currencies, especially when it's the petrodollar, we are screwed overnight. You don't believe me? I hope we don't get that point. So he can try. That's his duty as a president, to make sure that we're doing right, doing well. But what's going on? Too much attention for other interests, narrow-minded conflicts in the Middle East. You know what I mean, right? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.